Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Red Hawk Baseball here on the Union Sports Network as we bring you the Jenks Trojans and your Union Red Hawks. Thanks for joining us here on the Union Sports Network. I'm Jim Douthit. So the boys have dubbed this the Front Yard Bowl as Union, fresh off their sweep of the Bartlesville Bruins this Monday and Tuesday, look to keep their winning streak going tonight against their crosstown rivals from Jenks as the Trojans come in with a record of 3-1 overall and 2-0 in district plays as they beat up Putnam City North 2-0 on Monday and 10-0 on Tuesday in Putnam City. So we'll be back here very shortly with the starting lineups as the Union Sports Network brings you Union Jenks Front Yard Bowl style coming up next. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Union Baseball here at the Union Baseball and Softball Complex as the Union Sports Network brings you the Front Yard Bowl between the Jenks Trojans and your Union Red Hawks. First, let's meet the starters from Jenks. Batting first, the shortstop, number 8, Ty Walls. Batting second, the second baseman, number 6, Blake Lamb. Batting third, the third baseman, number 3, Chandler Fowler. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 20, Logan Tibbett. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 27, Tanner Primo. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 22, Jet Kalmus. Batting seventh, center fielder, number 15, Ike Owens. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 12, Cade Russell. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 13, Jackson Franklin. On the mound for the Jenks Trojans, number 5, Evan Frazier. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jenks Trojans. And now, let's meet the starting lineups for your Union Red Hawks. Batting first, number 8, center fielder, Grayson Tempest. Batting second, second baseman, number 3, Camden Knutson. Batting third, shortstop, number 7, Avery Ortiz. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 14, Tatum Hayworth. Batting fifth, right fielder, number 27, Ben Fluche. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 9, Brody Briggs. Batting seventh, left fielder, number 1, Gam Jones. Batting eighth, designated hitter, number 19, Bryce Ashlock. And batting ninth, third baseman, number 2, Rhett Rogers. And on the mound tonight for Union, number 18, Brad Rupert. Your assistant coaches are Jeff Brown and Brendan Alazaris, Chuck Justice, and your head coach is Sean Newkirk. Ladies and gentlemen, the Union Redhawks. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you would please rise or remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Nailed it. Thank you very much. Your umpires for tonight are Sean Osowski, Gregory Tucker, and Dwayne Neal. Your scoreboard operator is Todd Briggs. Your DJ is David Rogers. I'm your announcer, Jim Douthit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Red Hawk Baseball. And with that, we welcome you guys back into the Union Sports Network as it is time for Red Hawk Baseball. Now, if you remember the last time we saw the Jenks Trojans here, they ended the Red Hawks baseball season last year, sweeping Union in a 2-game set last spring when Union bats really just became non-existent and Jenks advanced to the state tournament. Tonight, this Union team is practically the same team which was swept last year. And I got to talk to Hunter Herring and a couple of the boys before the game, and by golly, they remember. Brad Rupert, who's on the mound right now, was one of them. And when I asked him, I said, you guys remember what happened last year? And all three of them said, yes, sir. And it was a matter-of-fact yes, sir. It was like, we have not forgotten. And, yeah, this is regular season, but it's Jenks, it's Union, and we know what it's like on the gridiron. And I tell you what, it doesn't matter if it's on the basketball court. It doesn't matter if it's here, softball field, whatever. It is a rivalry and a half. And that's what we're up against, and that's what we'll get to see tonight. So thanks for joining us. Defensively for Union, Jones, Tempest, and Fluche left to right in the outfield. Rogers and Ortiz on the left side. Knutson and Hayworth on the right side in your battery tonight, and Rupert and Briggs. And records of 4-1 for Union, 3-1 for Jenks coming in. Should be a good one. So thanks for joining us here as we're just past 6 o'clock on a pretty chilly Thursday night. But it's still March, and never know what's going on with it. Leading off for Jenks, number 8, Ty Walls. So the shortstop steps in. Ty Walls, Brad Rupert on the mound, as I said. Briggs behind the plate. And first pitch is on its way for this game. It's about middle 40s right now. First pitch swinging. That'll get down for a base hit. So Ty Walls jumps on the first hit, and he gets a base hit. And just like that, Jenks is continuing what they started, or what they kept doing last spring to us, which was hit the ball well. and timely. So see what happens here. Second baseman Blake Lamb. So Rupert sets, runner on, doesn't even look over there and delivers, but Briggs does, and Walls quickly scampers back to first. The 1-0 delivery by Rupert. Briggs throws down, not in time, but again, Briggs is going to keep everybody close. And after the first pitch that Rupert threw, you could see Briggs kind of glance down there as if to tell Hayworth, hey, I'm throwing, and he did. So 2-0. Just inside 3-0. Right down the middle for a strike. So it's 3-1. My apologies, it's 52 degrees, but it feels like 48. Been raining most of the day. I think it stopped raining, Todd, what would you say, around 2? And that'll be the walk. So the walk given up, Lamb takes 5 pitches and trots down to first base. Third baseman Chandler Fowler. So Fowler will step to the plate. 2 runners on, nobody out. And Rupert needs to throw some strikes and let his defense go to work for him. A little high. So Walls is at second. Lamb's at first. Popped up. Briggs, mask off, tosses it to his right, and it pops in and out of his glove. Underneath it, but couldn't quite close the glove on that one. The wind's not too much. I think he just misplayed it. So 1-1 now. Swing and strike 2. Ortiz and Knutson keeping a close eye on Walls at second. Rupert hasn't really paid too much attention to him. Glances back at him now. Little longer stare, delivers home. Just outside, 2-2. Two and two delivery, swung on and struck him out. Rupert goes with the changeup there, and Fowler has to take a seat. Designated hitter, Logan Tibbett. So the DH steps in. Evan Frazier, as I mentioned earlier, will be on the mound for the Trojans here. First pitch in the dirt. Called a strike. This came out of Brody's glove a little funny, so my apologies. Across the plate, and it is the first pitch strike. Oh, 1 delivery. Swing and strike 2. And after a base hit and a walk, Rupert struck out Fowler and is ahead 0-2 on Tibbett. See what he dials up here. Little high. It's 1-2. Good crowd starting to file in. For as cold as it is, it's popped up and out of play. For as cold as it is, but it's spring break eve. Can I say that? Is it spring break eve, Andy? Sure. Eve? Spring break eve then. So the 1-2 delivery by Rupert. Swung on, popped up. Fluchet underneath it. Got him. Runner goes. Fluchet throws. Ortiz cuts it off, and it'll be 1st and 3rd. First baseman Tanner Primo. So Primo steps in. Briggs throws some signs out there, adjusts the defense just a little bit as Tempest backs up just a little bit and goes to his right, or his left, excuse me, our right. So Walls is at 3rd, Lamb's at 1st, and there's 2 away. Primo first pitch swing and fouled. Rogers gives it a look, but it's out of play. Back near the cars that are parked just to the left of us. Yep. A little safer from the rain, that's for sure. As I look on, the one and only John Shagwaz here. A legend. Catching a little baseball tonight. Good to see John here. Pitches outside 1-1. Runner goes, throws down, not in time. So 2-1. Lamb tests Briggs' arm, and Lamb comes out ahead. Don't see that very often. It's now 2nd and 3rd. Primo will step out of the box and then step back in. Big hole up the middle as Knutson has shaded way to his left. Swing and popped up. Gam Jones back, closes the glove, and that's out of the inning. So big base hit and a walk, but Rupert shuts him down. Nice, some good defensive play, I should say. Andy Brown caught up with Andy Irwin caught up with Jeff Brown. And here's his words about this game.
Coach Brown, it's not like you need any extra motivation playing Jenks, but they are the team that knocked you out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they are. And like you said, anytime you play Jenks, doesn't matter what sport it is. It's basketball, football, or baseball, or track, or soccer. It's a big event. And the kids know that it's important. They know that they did knock us out last year, and that's kind of part of it too. I don't think sometimes when you have graduation, though, you have kids that come and go in the program. There's a cool group of kids here that do remember, and it's important to them tonight.
Playing tonight, everybody else in the state has a wet field. Union gets to play because of this new turf.
Yeah, that's it's a special thing that we're able to play tonight because of the facility that we have, and we're thankful to the administration for having a little bit of vision for this, and for the voters passing the bond a couple years ago. That's why bond issues are real important, and we just passed one back in February also. But without an artificial surface like this, our softball teams are playing right now too. With the dirt field that we have in the past, it would have taken us 7 days for it to dry out at times. And so missing games or moving games to somebody else's field or facility to play, this has been a huge advantage to us, and we're very appreciative.
Welcome back live, and you heard Coach Brown talk about a number of things, but one of the things that we're extremely thankful for, and I know those of you that are faithful out there have heard us say it a lot, but we are very, very thankful for all of the folks that support Union and all the bond issues that we have, because as you heard him, if we didn't have a field like this, it'd be 6-7 days before we could play if we were on a grass and dirt field. And so it is thanks to you guys that our students have the best places to put on and show off their athletic and academic and theater prowess, if you would. Center fielder, number 8, Grayson Tempest. And if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have it. I know Jenks has a lot of support like that as well. As Tempest first pitch swinging and it's fouled off. So for the Trojans, Kalmus, Owens, and Russell in the outfield left to right. Fowler and Walls make up the left side of the infield, and Lamb and Primo second and first, and Grayson lays down a bunt. Frazier over to get it, and they got him. Frazier and Franklin will be the battery for the Trojans, and Tempest didn't quite beat that out. Frazier with a nice throw to first. Second baseman Camden Knutson. Knutson steps in, and it's 2-0. So 2-0 now, one away. Frazier outside, 3-0. Three and one now. On deck, Avery Ortiz. Swung on, and that's lifted out to left field. Kalmus underneath it, and there's 2 away. Shortstop, Avery Ortiz. Ortiz steps in. Ortiz batting .417 on the year. 5 hits total out of his 12 plate appearances. And surprisingly, no home runs yet. Swing and popped up. Lamb back. Right fielder comes in. Russell put it away. And Union goes in order. Jenks coming up after this.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Back live here on the Union Sports Network. Left fielder, Jet Kalmus. So Jet Kalmus will step up. First time on at the disc for Jet. First pitch strike. So nothing. Rupert, first two batters for Jenks, got on base, but then he shut the door. Was throwing some strikes. And was able to get out of the inning after Jenks put the first two players on. 1-2 now. So the 1-2 delivery to Kalmus. Struck him out. And it's strikeout number 2 for Rupert. And the good job, Roop, comes from a few of the fans in the stands. Center fielder, Ike Owens. Little basketball update. It's Broken Arrow is up on top 13-7 as they get ready to start the second. Thanks to my new best friend Eli, I guess. Going to come up and give us updates. Yeah, he might get us some food as well, we hope. 2-0 now to Ike Owens. It's 2-2, or 2-1, excuse me. Well, I got a second. Happy birthday to former Union softball coach Brett Morgan. Brett, happy 21st, buddy. As that's popped out. Host of players converge. Nobody can get to it, and it'll fall for a base hit. Kind of well hit. Not too sure if a handful of people didn't talk well enough there. That should have been possibly caught. Right fielder, Cade Russell, much to the chagrin of one Todd Briggs sitting just to my left. Big heavy sigh came from our scoreboard operator moments ago. Oh and 1 now. Rupert throws over. Owens is back safely in time. Rupert throws. Strike number 2. Owens with a lead. Rupert coming home. Oh, and that's a strike that was missed right there. It's 1-2. And that's what Brody Briggs turned around and probably asked him. I think it even fooled the home plate umpire. But it's 1-2 now. 1-2 delivery. Outside. 2-2. Owens again with the lead. Delivered, struck him out. Strikeout number 3. As that brings to the plate catcher number 13, Jackson Franklin. So 2 away. First pitch low and inside. And that was a balk, I believe, sure enough. Balk called on Rupert. Owens will trot down to second. Briggs out to talk to Rupert a little bit about it. I didn't quite see it as I was looking down at a score sheet and looked back up. So regardless, crew of 3 tonight for Blue, which is nice to see. Home plate umpire Sean Osowski, and then Tucker and Neal out in the field. Swing and strike. So Rupert, what was a I don't want to say a rocky start for him, but wasn't crisp and clean, has come back out and started throwing first pitch strikes quite a bit. Getting ahead of the batter, so that's good to see for him as the 0-1 delivery comes. Change up, throw down to second, not in time. So 3 strikeouts so far for Rupert. Another big lead there for Owens. Struck him out. Strikeout number 4 for Rupert. And we'll head to the bottom of the second. Jenks coming up. Leading off for Union, first baseman Tatum Hayworth. Welcome back, bottom of the second. Hayworth leads us off as Union went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first inning. Rupert doing some pretty good pitching, and he starts out dealing as well as Hayworth is fooled on the change. And so 0-1. Now tomorrow night, we're right back here as Cassia Hall comes in. Game time is 5, I believe. So 5 o'clock tomorrow against Cassia Hall. And if you're a soccer fan and you can get out and support the boys, they will have a makeup game at 7 o'clock against Bartlesville. And that'll be because of the weather that came in Tuesday night. The girls were able to play, and congratulations, girls. They got a 1-0 victory. It was good to see the girls get to start, but the boys will play tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. There's a strikeout by Rupert on Hayworth. Right fielder, number 27, Ben Flouché. Walls has got a little equipment issue, and so Walls will take off something. Looks like possibly his belt broke. Well, that's great. He's going to have to hold up his drawers the entire time. So deliver high. Deliveries high, 2-0. So Ben comes in batting about 200. Played all 5 games so far for Coach Newkirk. 18 plate appearances, just a couple of hits. Just like that, it's 3-0. Rupert delivers in there for a strike. So it's 3-1. That's what happens when you take a day off. That's well hit. Center fielder with a nice grab. Owens out there over the shoulder catch, and a great job by him. Yes, Frazier is the guy for them. Thanks, Todd. No, I'm glad you're correcting me. Good Lord, somebody has to. My wife can't be here all the time. Catcher Brody Briggs. Yeah, you're not going to say anything now? Okay, I don't blame you. There's a million things you could say, and they'd probably all be very, very accurate at this point. High, look out. Boy, I was going to say, he almost hit the ball with that. But a great catch by Owens out there in the outfield, and there's 2 away. Van Fluchet gave that a ride, but Owens was back on his horse, and he got it. Frazier delivers. It's 2-0. Gam Jones on deck. Speedy left fielder. Getting the start here tonight for Newkirk. Swung on, and that's lifted to right field. Russell over, running hard. And he catches it. So again, Union goes in order. Top of the 3rd coming up after this.
Get $200 from TTCU when you open a new checking account with direct deposit. What would you buy with $200?
100 coloring books and a puppy.
Or maybe some groceries and a tank of gas? $200 from TTCU.
As we welcome you back in here to the Union Sports Network. Oh, Lord have mercy. We're getting all kinds of food orders. It's getting out of hand up here in the press box. So thanks for joining us here on the Union Sports Network alongside Kyle and Andy Irwin. I'm Jim Douthit. And oh, my goodness. Shortstop, Ty Walls. So Ty Walls will come to the dish. 1, 2, and 3 for the Trojans. As Rupert back to the mound for Union. First pitch strike. Roop getting ahead. Rupert so far giving up 2 hits on the evening. Strike number 2. But he's fanned 4 so far through 2. Struck out 3 in the second and 1 in the first after giving up a base hit and a walk to Walls, and the second baseman in Blake Lamb. 0-2 delivery. Struck him out. And Walls not happy about the call, but strikeout number 5 for Rupert. second baseman Blake Lamb. So Lamb comes in. Rupert delivers. A little low. 1-0. So don't forget, folks, tomorrow night right here, 5 o'clock. As I said earlier, if you can't get here, you want to go watch some soccer, the boys will play the Bartlesville Bruins. That's strike. The Bruins, a makeup game from Tuesday. That'll start at 7 over at the Union Soccer Complex at the 8th grade center. Yeah. Andy Irwin just mentioned you could start here at 5 and watch the boys play and then go over and watch a little soccer. As spring break is upon us, and it's 1-2. Two. Just a bit outside. Remember Joey Witcher used to say that was, you'd waste a pitch out there to see if a player like Lamb would go chasing, and he didn't. So it's 2-2 now. Briggs sits up inside. Popped up. Fluchet gets his eyes on it. Back on his horse. Nice grab by him. Not 100% sure Ben picked it up off the bat, but he made up for it and got out there near the warning track, and there's 2 away. Third baseman Chandler Fowler. So Fowler steps in, Rupert back to the rubber. First pitch swing and popped up. Hayworth back. Couldn't find it. Lost it up in the lights, and you could see Hayworth kind of stick his hands up, like lost it. It fell harmlessly, I should say, just before the fence. Now, Eli, you can't drop food when you bring it in. Okay. Oh, they're all wrapped. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's right. All of us would have eaten that. Didn't matter. Outside at 0-1. So 1-1 now. Eli, thank you, buddy. Two and one. Two and one outside. 3-1 now. Swung on. 3-2. Chandler kind of swings his bat again in disgust. Rupert flat just fooled him on that pitch. So the 3-2 delivery coming up. Rupert looks in. He's set. Fowler's set. And in. That'll be just a little bit high. And Fowler's on with a walk. Struck out back in the first, and he walked here. Designated hitter Logan Tibbett. So Tibbett steps in. He popped out to right field back in the first to record the second out of that particular inning. Now Fowler with decent lead, but Rupert won't even look, and he'll throw home. Catches the inside part of the plate. It's 0-1. 0-2. And Rupert right now painting quarters like he's Greg Maddox or something. Former Cubby. Very good. See, I'll talk about your Cubs from time to time, Mr. Irwin. Just a little bit low, 1-2. Fowler with the lead. 1-2 delivery on its way. Lifted. That's going to fall. Tempest over to cut it off. They're going to test his arm. He doesn't even try it as he gets it into Ortiz and then safely back in. And that'll keep the runners at first and third. First baseman, Tanner Primo. So Primo comes in with the same opportunity he had back in the first. The runners at the corners. He popped out to center field, so we'll see what happens here. Swung on, lifted down the line, foul. Jones gives it a look, but it pops off the fence and sitting in foul ground over there. So Fowler at third, Tibbett at first. The delivery. That'll get one run down. That'll get to the wall. Off the wall, 2 runs will score. And Primo's in with a stand-up double. 2 RBIs for Primo on a nice piece of hitting from him that found the gap between Tempest and Fluchet. And for the first time at home, we find the Red Hawks down by 2. So Jet Kalmus steps in. Left fielder, he struck out back in the second, so he's 0 for 1 so far. A little bit low. Rupert needs to get back to finding the strike zone. I'd like to see him throw those curves and change-ups that were fooling everybody that got him to the 5 strikeouts that he has currently. Tries to pick him off. Ortiz over. Not in time. Rupert steps off. Ortiz peeled off the bag that time, and Knutson came over. Knutson's doing it again now. He'll back off delivery, and it's high, 2-0. Catches the inside part of the plate, and it's 2-1. Just outside, 3-1. Rupert needs to buckle down here and get boys out of this inning. Three 3-1. Walked him. So Kalmus will walk. That's going to bring in their center fielder and Ike Owens and a trip to the mound. And we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back. 2 on, 2 out. Jenks up by 2. center fielder Ike Owens. So Ike Owens will step to the dish here. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by TTCU. Oklahoma State down by 8 with about 4 minutes remaining. So they're taking on Texas. 4 minutes remaining until halftime, I should say. First pitch swinging popped up. That could be trouble. Fluchet on his horse. And he caught it. Great job by him. He had a lot of players running at him in the big Hayworth. And Fluchet comes up away with it, but not before Jenks scores 2 on a double from Primo. Bottom of 3 coming up after this. Sean's right down there, Andy. Yeah. No, Sean 4. Yeah, I am. As we welcome in Sean 4, JC's dad. Mom taking her off. Left fielder, Gam Jones. Gam Jones steps to the plate, bottom of the 3rd. First pitch swinging, that's a base hit. And the speedy Jones leads off the inning with a nice piece of hitting, jumps on the first pitch, and that's going to bring in designated hitter Bryce Ashlock. Ashlock comes to the dish. Runner on first, and something that you didn't hear, but all of us were thinking up here, as Todd Briggs mentioned, we got to get something going at this point. Gam Jones must have heard him because first pitch swinging, and it's little rally going now. As the voices from the peanut gallery behind me distracted me. Mr. Rogers, Mr. Irwin. Kyla, do not learn anything from those 2 gentlemen that are sitting to your left. Thank you, Eli. I have a new best friend. Jones with a lead. First pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Franklin to kind of smother that and keep Jones at first. Broken Arrow on top of Norman right now. 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. They're up 33-25. For basketball down. Shout out to Scott McCrary, who's did a lot of work. Called the Big 12 wrestling tournament, the BOK, last weekend, and now he's calling state championship basketball down at the Lloyd Noble Center. So, Scott, good luck to you. Hope the pipes are well. You got one of the coolest voices in this state. I'm happy for you. It's a 1-0 delivery. Jones with a sizable lead. Frazier gives him a look. He'll throw over. Jones will not be fooled. Time called. Ashlock was waiting on Frazier, and Ashlock finally took the time. Now Frazier set. Delivers. In the dirt. Jones goes. No throw. Pitch got away from Franklin, barely got at his feet, and Jones took advantage of it. Now with the runner at second. Ashlock looking at a 3-0 delivery coming his way. High, and it would be, now it's 3-0. Now things are being thrown around the press box. Beautiful. 3-0 delivery. Jones over. Ooh, almost threw that into center field. Nice job by Walls to get over there and get that pickoff attempt by Frazier. Jones has got some speed. Big lead now. High, ball 4. So Ashlock does his job by getting on base. Franklin's going to be out to talk to Frazier. Third baseman, Rhett Rogers. So Rogers steps to the dish. Everybody in the press box would like to see Rogers lay down a bunt here. Kyla, do you agree with that synopsis? She's just going to smile. She's a basketball girl, so. We'll see if he's in a bunting mood. Not at all. So Jones at second, Ashlock at first. They're going to let Rogers swing away here, it appears. A little bit high, and it's 2-0. Rogers comes in batting .308. It's a pretty good bat so far. It's outside, but it'll catch the outside part of the plate, and it's 2-1. Newkirk throwing some signs down there. Rogers gets his sign, steps into the box. Frazier sets. Delivers. Swung on, popped up. Franklin loses the mask. And he didn't catch it, and it's a fair ball. Nobody touched it, and now it's foul. Appeared to be fair, and I'm glad nobody touched it because that may have been trouble for Union. Ashlock was just kind of hanging out at first base, and Jones was barely off second. That falls harmlessly away. It's 2-2 now. So Jones remains at second, Ashlock at first. The speedy Grayson Tempest on the top of the order. Up next. Just missed, 3-2. Frazier with kind of a long stare back into the home plate umpire. Wondering where that missed. Full count. Keeping Jones close. The delivery inside, ball 4. So 2 walks now. Center fielder Grayson Tempest. Bases loaded. Jones, Ashlock, and Rogers. Third, second, and first, respectively. Tempest at the plate, and the biggest opportunity for the Red Hawks so far. Falls on the shoulder of the senior and Grayson Tempest. Frazier's pitched to Jim so far, but gotten himself into some trouble, and that's in the dirt. That gets away. Jones will scamper home. He's safe. And runners at second and third. And Tempest did a good job getting out of the way quickly, and Jones, speedy as he is, home safely. And it's 1-1. So now second and third. Zashlock at third and Rogers at second. Camden Knutson on deck. That's high, 2-1. And a nice crowd has really formed here. Union faithful, and even the Jenks faithful came out tonight. Cold Thursday night, it's nice to see folks here at the ballpark. That's inside part of the plate, 2-2. Tempest tonight comes in batting about 207. He'll stare down the 2-2 delivery. Swung on, pop foul. We'll do it again. Don't forget, tomorrow night we're right back at it. Cassia Hall, 5 o'clock here. As we usher in spring break and these boys get ready to take their annual trip to Florida. Little blooper, that's going to fall fair. One run will score. Rogers is on his horse. He's safe. Tempest in, and he's safe. Everybody's safe. So a nice little piece of hitting. Tempest on his horse, and that was just kind of a squibbler over Primo. Russell quickly to get it, but it didn't work out. Second baseman, Camden Knutson. And there'll be a visit to the mound by the Trojans. And we'll take a timeout here. Union's taking the lead. Nobody out. Runner at second is Tempest. We're back after this. So Knutson steps to the bag. Tempest at second after a little, what was going to be a bloop single turned into a double because of Tempest speed. And right to second, not in time, but right to second and Lamb. There's one away. Shortstop, Avery Ortiz. So Ortiz comes to the dish with one away. Knutson just lined out to the second baseman and Lamb. Frazier looks back at Tempest. Tempest goes. Oh, had a big jump. Tempest would have been safe by a mile. He'll have to retreat as Ortiz fouled that one off. Start of the fourth quarter, Tigers on top of Norman 38-29. And basketball down at the Lloyd Noble. Pickoff play to nobody. So Walls is going to come in and talk to Frazier because they obviously had their signs kind of messed up a little bit. Frazier turned to pick off Tempest. Thankfully threw it right to Walls because Walls didn't move. Lamb doesn't want any part of any kind of pickoff attempt as he's way to the right of the bag. Now Walls will sneak in. Now he'll retreat. And it's outside, 2-1. Excuse me, 1-1. One delivery. Popped up. Primo gives it a look. Franklin gives it a look, and just out of play. Ortiz batting .417 so far on the season. Popped out back in the first. Tempest back quickly to second. Frazier gives it a look. Walls over, Frazier comes home. High, and Tempest in safely. Tempest with a huge jump. And he's safely at third. So run number 4 is some 90 feet away in the speedy Tempest. Depending upon where this is hit, we'll see if Coach Brown sends him or not. Ortiz delivers, swung on and roped right into the Jenks dugout there. It's 2-2. As Tatum Hayworth comes out and gives the umpire some balls. Time called by catcher and Franklin. Two delivery. High gets away from him. Tempest will scamper home, and it's 4-2. And that is a huge run. So it's 3-2 now with 1 out, but the bases are clear. And that 4th run was all Tempest. Hustling to second, stealing third, and then putting pressure on the battery and Frazier and Franklin. Franklin couldn't come up with the high pitch outside. So 3-2 delivery, and Ortiz walks. And that'll bring in first baseman Tatum Hayworth. Hayworth comes in, struck out back in the second. And still only 1 away. And Ortiz, another one with a sizable lead. Frazier will check on him and throw over. Soon to be Oklahoma State product. Looking to test the arm of Franklin, possibly, as he gets another lead. He goes high, throw down, not in time, and that goes all the way to center field. Not too sure if Walls would have came up with that cleanly, if it would have been even close. And I'm sure Coach Holliday is happy to see Ortiz running like that. Now with 1 away. Hayworth the 1-0. Will Ortiz steal third? High, 2-0. And what started out as a great game for Frazier in the first and second inning is Union went 1-2-3. This is batter number 7 now in Hayworth in this part of the third. Swung on, fouled, 2-1. I'm not too sure that Tate didn't swing at ball 3 there. Hayworth batting .333 on the year. Usually has a pretty good eye behind the plate there. So 2-1. Walls over and wanted that from Frazier, and Frazier didn't throw it. So he was able to sneak in behind Ortiz. Frazier delivers. Swing and a miss, and strike 2. Hayworth with a big cut. Two. Ortiz goes, swing, pop, foul. Just out of play over near the concession stand here. While I got a minute, if you get an opportunity, you got to come. You got to come. Not only is the atmosphere great, best music in 6A for sure, probably one of the best concession stands we have in all of northeastern Oklahoma when it comes to baseball. Great burgers, walking tacos. Got to just come try them. I'm telling you. Come hungry when you come to the ball game. Struck him out. Hayworth goes down looking, and he struck out twice on the evening. Right fielder, Ben Flouché. So Ben comes in. Ortiz still at second, 2 away. They try to pick off Ortiz again. And Walls and Frazier just playing a little catch out there. Again, Frazier paying a lot of attention to Ortiz. He'll dance around out there in the first pitch high. It's 1 ball. Right down the middle and a swinging strike by Flouché. So Ben in preseason had a 2-run homer that got out of here in a hurry to left field. Be nice if he could duplicate that at this point. Inside, 2-1. Wind blowing out right now as the wind's out of the north, somewhere around 10 miles an hour. Ortiz dances around just off a second. Frazier again steps off the rubber, then looks to the dugout. Ortiz back off a second. Big lead, Walls behind him. He'll back off, delivers home, and it's low 3-1. Three-one delivery. Inside and a walk him. So Ben will get the walk, and Ortiz will get the stolen base. And we batted around as the 9th batter of the evening just happens to be catcher number 9, Brody Briggs. You can't script this stuff sometimes, Mr. Briggs. 9th batter is number 9. I'm telling you. Saying. Number 9. Brody is second time to the dish, first time back in the second. He popped out to right field to end the inning. He could help Rupert out a lot here. That's in the dirt. Nice pick up there by Franklin. Ortiz will scamper back to third. Briggs looks over his shoulder, gets the signs from Coach Newkirk. Grips the bat, and it's high, 2-0. For Evan Frazier, as I said earlier, what started out as 2 great innings is not continued here, as that's ripped down the right field line. Fair, in and out of the glove of Primo. 1 run will score. They'll hold up Flouché at second, and Briggs with a stand-up double and an RBI. And he's pumping his fist out there in excitement. As Primo, it was hit so hard it just went in and out of his glove. And Briggs ends up at second. Courtesy running number 15, Gage Arthur. So Gage Arthur comes in to run for Briggs. And we're batter number 10 is Gam Jones. And I believe we may have a pitching change at this point. We'll see what happens. There's a meeting at the mound. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Union on top, 5-2. You're watching Red Hawk baseball at the home of Red Hawk fans. This is the Union Sports Network. So Jones will come to the plate. Luke Ackerley will take over on the mound for the Trojans. First pitch swinging. Jones has got to get down the line, and he should be out, and I'm not 100% sure that was a good call. Jones seemed to have beat that by at least a half a step, but regardless of what I say, the Trojans get out of the inning, but not before Union puts up 5. Jenks is coming up.
We're athletes,
Coaches.
and your child's high school athletic trainer.
We're your friends and neighbors.
And we make our home
in green country. Like you, we run,
And fish.
hike,
And bike.
we enjoy the mountains.
and lakes. So we know how important
staying active is to you. Staying active is to you.
We're physicians
and therapists.
Our groundbreaking treatments
are helping you heal faster.
Helping you heal faster.
We're Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma.
And we're the team physicians for more universities,
more high schools,
and more club teams
than all other providers combined.
We're focused on providing you
personalized orthopedic care.
Personalized orthopedic care.
Treating the area's best teams.
And the athlete in all of us.
And the athlete in all of us.
Welcome back live. Top of the third coming up. Union on top, 5-2. Right fielder, Cade Russell. Cade Russell stepped to the dish for Jenks. His Union was able to chase the starter in Evan Frazier after he went 1-2-3 first and second inning, and then 10 people came to bat, I should say, against Frazier, and Union takes a 5-2 lead. Rupert's second pitch, swinging foul, and it's 0-2. So Rupert back in and working quickly. Ahead 0-2, high. And Briggs giving him the nod. That's what they wanted. Throw something out of the zone. See if Russell would chase, but he didn't. So 1-2 now. In the dirt, 2-2. So with 3 minutes remaining in the fourth, Broken Arrow on top, Norman 44-36. Oh, and that just misses high and inside. 3-2. So Rupert got out 0-2, and now it's 3-2. Russell with some good eyes. Swing and foul. We'll do it again. Well, I've got a second. I got to say thanks to One Gas, Shanice Slanton, Ryan Stevens, Beth Bell, all of you guys down there at the One Gas Training Center. You showed myself, Mrs. Wood, and the 9 or 10 students that we brought with us a really good time today, and had an opportunity for these kids to see what it's like to work in the sector of public utilities, and it was just a wonderful time. Great food, and our kids were very amazed with everything, as that's a strikeout of Cade Russell. So it was great. Again, One Gas, we appreciate you guys very, very much having us out. Catcher, number 13, Jackson Franklin. Franklin also a strikeout victim of Rupert's back in the second. First pitch swinging, it's 0-1. Big, nasty 0-2. So what's funny, and what you may be able to pick up a little bit, is the fact that we're talking about how miserable and cold it looks outside. We got folks here in sleeping bags and bundled up like it's still wintertime, which it is. And then I look down the student section, there's about 4 or 5 boys in shorts. Popped up. Ortiz calls for it. And there's 2 away. So Rupert stayed right on the mound, pointed it out to Ortiz. Ortiz called everybody off. That's how you do the infield pop-up. Shortstop, Ty Walls. So Walls, 3rd time up. He's 1 for 2. Base hit back in the 1st inning. Matter of fact, off the first pitch that Rupert threw, then struck out in the 3rd. It's 1-0 delivery. Fouled off, and it's 1-1. So 1-1. Foul tipped at strike 2. Yep. Need to throw him inside and jam him. See what we can do. So 1-2 to Walls. Nobody on, 2 out here. Top of 4. Big curveball, and that, he gets on top of that, and that is going to go to the wall. Jones over quickly to cut it off. He'll throw in, but Ty Walls is on safely with a double. Almost like he knew that one was coming. He waited on that to come across the plate. Cranked it down the left field line all the way to the wall, and he's in with a double. And Briggs out to have a little conversation with Rupert about what we're going to do here. But with 2 away, I'm going to say you just go after Blake Lamb. As he walked in the 1st and popped out to right field back in the 3rd. Second baseman, Blake Lamb. So Lamb steps in. Walls at second. Rupert delivers. It's high. Rupert gives a glance, throws home, popped up. Tempest went back. Now he's hustling in, and it's out. So after a double by Walls, the pop out by Lamb, and Union gets out of the inning. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Ashlock steps in, bottom of 4. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Union. And a final from Norman. Broken Arrow beats Norman 53-38. So congratulations, Bo Wallace and the Broken Arrow Tigers as they'll continue to advance on to the semifinals. And Ashlock looks at the first pitch strike. Second pitch up the middle, over his walls, or excuse me, yes, over his walls, and it's in time. There's one away. Nice job by Walls to pick that up off the turf and get Ashlock by a mile. Third baseman, Rhett Rogers. Rogers walked back in the third, his only time up so far. As I mentioned earlier, Frazier started off pitching a gem of a game, and then just wheels fell off for his game in the third. So he will be accountable for all 5 runs across the plate for the Redhawks. It's a 2-0 delivery. High. Good eye by Rogers. Talked to the coaches, and one thing they love about Rogers' game is he has just a way of getting on base. Even in the 9-hole, good eyes. And that'll be inside for a strike, 3-1. Tempest on deck. Just outside, 3-2 now. Ackerley dealing as he came in relief of Frazier. It's outside. Again, there we go. Rogers on. Another walk. Center fielder Grayson Tempest. So Tempest grounded out in the first, and then a double in the third. Part of that 5-run inning. And Rogers with a big lead at first. One away here. Ackerley throws over and almost throws it away. Primo's height was able to pull that down. Some action in the bullpen now for Union. That's high, 2-0. Ackerley looks, delivers, runner goes, throws high. Not in time. Oh, and he slid over the bag and he couldn't get back. And Walls with a good job not to give up on the play. Fortunately, Rogers slid right over the bag, and we've seen that happen before when it's a little damp. So it's 2-0. Bases are now empty. Rogers originally beat Franklin's throw, but slid through the bag. Saw that last year a couple times with McNeely. Just about slide over that bag. I believe Tempest did it as well. It's just when it's damp, it's a little bit different field. You got to be mindful of that when you're running bases here. So 3-1 now to Tempest. Should be 2 outs, I believe. And there's a strike. 3-2. 2 outs. It is 2 outs on the board. Sorry, it was the glare coming off the beautiful lights out there. Couldn't see the board quite right. Apologize, Mr. Briggs. You're still the man, Mr. Briggs. Oh, and fools Tempest and strikes him out. So even though Rogers gets on, Union goes in order, top of 5 coming up. Welcome back here to the Union Sports Network. 5-2, the Red Hawks on top as Jenks comes to bat. Now batting in number 3, Chandler Fowler. Chandler Fowler comes to the dish. Struck out back in the first and walked in the third as Rupert is back to the mound. 5-2, he's pitched a gem so far, giving up just the 2 runs on 5 hits, and he struck out 7, I believe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's it. And Jones with a diving catch. Holy smokes. Webb gem, ladies and gentlemen. What a diving catch. Oh, you'll catch that on Twitter tomorrow. Woo-hoo, baby. Designated hitter Logan Tibbett. And we know Jones has got some speed out there, and he covered, oh, goodness. Yeah, easily 30 yards to grab that one. Coach Frederick, you need a wide receiver next year? Just saying. Holy smokes. I think even Grayson Tempest was tipping his hat to that. And Tempest has got some wheels. That's popped out. Fluchet now on his horse. Nope, and that'll fall harmlessly. And it'll be a base hit. Knutson out to grab it. Fluchet was out. Just a well-hit ball. So Primo gets on. Excuse me, Primo comes up. Got my scorecard all goofed up. Shut up, Mr. Briggs, so I can get this right, okay? Fowler popped out. Well, I say popped out nothing. He'd be standing at third right now if it wasn't for the play of Gam Jones. And then Tibbett comes up with a base hit, and Tanner Primo comes up now. It's 1-1 now. 1 away. The runner is Tibbett first. And it'll be on the ground. Knutson. There's 1. There's 2. Double it up. Your simple 4-5-3 double play. Or 4-6-3 double play, excuse me. And Rupert's pumped. We are too. So we head to the bottom of 5. Union still on top. Welcome back. Bottom of 5, Camden Knutson steps to the plate. Some defense on display in the last inning as Gam Jones ran about 30 yards, a diving catch to take away a hit from Chandler Fowler. And then Knutson started the 4-6-3 double play to get out of the inning after Rupert gave up a base hit to Logan Tibbett. And that's where we are as Ackerley comes back to the mound for the Trojans. It'll be 1-1. Knutson popped out in the first and back in the third as well, so he's 0 for 2. Coming in, he was batting .235 prior to that. He gives that one a ride. That's out and over Kalmus's head. He'll scamper into second with a double. That ball gets away. He's going to scamper on down to third. And defense has just fallen apart for the Trojans. Owens with a great throw in, threw it to absolutely nobody as the Walls and Fowler were nowhere to be found. The second baseman was, picking wildflowers, apparently, not paying attention. And just like that, Knutson is on third. I'm sure it's going to be scored as a double and a throwing error. Shortstop, Avery Ortiz. And Ortiz, first pitch swinging. Oh and 1. Knutson at third. Yeah, the wind has died to nothing right now, Mr. Rogers. In the dirt, Knutson gives it a look. Franklin over quickly to smother that up. Knutson will retreat back to third. So Ortiz at the plate, Hayworth on deck. That'll be a strike. It's 1-2. Knutson at third, nobody out. The 1-2 delivery coming to Ortiz. In the dirt, and it's 2-2. Two delivery. Outside 3-2. Don't forget, tomorrow night, we're right back here, Cassia Hall. The Commandos coming in as we will usher in spring break with a 5 o'clock start time tomorrow night here on the Union Sports Network. 3-2. Swung on, lifted to right field. Russell over, catches, Knutson tags. Throw home, not even close to in time as it double hops. And so the RBI for Avery Ortiz as he pops out to Russell, but it'll score Knutson. And that'll bring in first baseman Tatum Hayworth. Hayworth comes in, one away. Hayworth struck out twice tonight so far. Love to see his bat get going. He comes in with about a .333 batting average, so it's about time for Hayworth to get a hit here. And it's 1-1. Just outside, 2-1. Franklin tried to frame that pitch for the home plate umpire. He will not be fooled. Ben Flouchet on deck. High 3-1. So now Fowler over to talk to Ackerley. Just to get him to calm down, probably get him to throw strikes here. Fowler knowing that Hayworth has struggled at the plate tonight just a tad. He's 0-2. 3-1. 3-2. Three-two delivery swung on and fouled away. If you brought in a hairdryer, please don't plug it in back there because we don't need to lose power again. That's the way to get on. Hayworth will walk down to first. And that'll bring up right fielder Ben Flouchet. So Hayworth on. Hayworth and Primo have some nice words for each other. And I mean that honestly. They're not jawing at each other, Mom and Dad. Relax. Primo raised his glove up as in to block the view of Hayworth as he was looking back at the dugout for the signs. Some gamemanship going on between Primo and Hayworth. That's always fun to see. Ackerley throws over and almost gets away from Primo. Primo's big frame has done him some well tonight. Both Frazier and Ackerley have thrown over to him quite a bit, and he's had to make some pretty good acrobatic stops, if you will. Ackerley throws home high. So don't forget, lots and lots of baseball. Tomorrow night, baseball, long spring break, thankfully for all of us. Boys will head down to Florida, but then when we get back from spring break, baseball, softball, girls and boys soccer, all of it, as much of it as we can anyway, will come right here as that's popped up to right. Russell finds it underneath it, and there's two away. Catcher Brody Briggs. Briggs steps in. Got to see a post from his mom not too long ago. They got to go down and run out to Stillwater and see a couple innings of Arizona State and Oklahoma State this last week. Brody got to see a few of his future teammates right there in Stillwater. And it'll be an interesting year next year if Ortiz does, in fact, go to Oklahoma State. And then Briggs at Arizona State. Those two will definitely play each other again next year. It'd be nice to take a day off and go watch those two teams and those two players get together. On the ground. Can't pick it up by Fowler. Throw to first, not in time. Fowler had a tough hop, but that'll be safe. And I'll look over and see if they're going to record that as an error. And the answer is yes. So Briggs will reach on an error. Courtesy running, Gage Arthur. Gam Jones steps in now. Jones has been up to bat 2 times, and they were both in the 3rd inning. That'll tell you anything. He had a defensive web gem earlier. That's popped out. Lots of players coming together, and that falls foul. And a host of Trojans came together, and we hope that everybody's okay out there, as it appears everybody is. That's going to say that's foul, and Coach Brown, well, he's got a big smile on his face, so apparently that was foul. Home plate umpire will call it foul. And was that Mrs. Briggs disagreeing with me on the error? Okay. Okay. It is correct. Will be scored as an error. So Gam Jones back. 0-1 now. Just outside, 1-1. So if you have an opportunity to back up your YouTube here towards the end of the game, you're going to want to see Gam Jones and the catch he made. Oh, was it behind the pole, Andy? It's 1-2. Might be tough for you to see, but glasses came off the head, hat came off the head. 30 yards to make an incredible grab. Love seeing him. Now Franklin sets up outside. It's 2-2. So Jones tonight, as I said, his two plate appearances both came in the third. He got a base hit and then grounded out on a close play to end the inning. So he started the inning and ended the inning. Part of the 5-run inning that Union had. He'll squander that one, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Two, tie 3-2. Three-two runners go, and Jones walks. We'll load up the bases with 2 outs. And Bryce Ashlock step into the bag. Okay. And before I introduce Bryce, they're going to have a meeting at the mound. We'll take a quick timeout. Bases are loaded, 2 out. Union up by 4. So Ashlock steps back in. They leave Ackerley in after a conversation on the mound. And with 2 away, the bases are loaded, and Ashlock could do some major damage here. First pitch just inside. Thought it might have nicked him, but it didn't. He walked back in the third and then grounded out in the fourth. 0 for 1 so far. Rhett Rogers on deck. A bit low, and it's 2-0. Swung on, popped to short, Walls makes the play, and that'll end the threat. But Union scampers one across, 6-2, Union on top.
At Raising Cane's, we're huge football fans, but we're also fans of your local fundraisers and fun runs, small victories and big ideas. And yes, even the neighborhood animal shelter. I was getting to that. Plus over 30,000 other partners in the communities we serve. When you order our hand-battered chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade to cheer on your home team, you're also supporting your hometown. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
So Calma steps to the plate. Rupert back out to start the top of 6 here. Defensively, nothing has changed for Coach Newkirk. Jones, Tempest, and Fluchet in the outfield. Rogers and Ortiz on the left side. Knutson and Hayworth on the right. Rupert and Briggs, and that's fouled away 1-1. For fans that don't know, yes, Jet Kalmus. That last name should be very, very familiar to Oklahoma fans. So that Jet would be grandson? Andy, I'm looking back at you. Rocky's son. So Mr. Kalmus, if you're listening out there, tip the hat. It's amazing career. You got one good-looking son who just roped that out. Gam Jones again. Another diving catch. Are you kidding me? Gam Jones again. And as I look at it, Brody Briggs, he's got a big smile on his face as he looks at Ike Owens. And now he's shaking his head like, I don't know. But what a play by Jones. Center fielder Ike Owens. Oh, my goodness. Jet Kalmus robbed by Gam Jones. Oh, my gosh. Big curveball, and I don't know where that missed. Must have came a little high. So it's 1-1. Gam Jones, goodness gracious. That's out to center, and that'll fall in front of Tempest. He'll play it. And Ike Owens is on with a base hit. Right fielder Cade Russell. So Russell will come to the plate now. Runner at first. Looking over at the dugout to see how long they're going to let Rupert go, but he's pitched a pretty good game. They're going to leave him in. First pitch strike. Popped up Tempest right to him. He'll call off Jones, and there's 2 away. That should bring in the catcher. And they're going to go to make some player changes. It's number 19, Drayden Burgess is going to come in. Burgess, excuse me. So Drayden Burgess. Miss Barkley saying it is Richie Kalmus' son. So, Miss Barkley, thanks for listening out there. Now batting number 19, Drayden Burgess. Burgess. Sorry, Mom and Dad. So 2 away. Runner at first. Rupert delivers. Just inside, ball 1. So the boss is listening. Yes, sir, Mr. Irwin. (1-0) in the dirt. 2-0. The line for Jenks. 2 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. And the 2 errors will make sense when I read the line from Union. 6 runs on 4 hits. When the wheels fell off the Trojan wagon back in the 3rd. Was when most of the damage was done so far. The 2-2 delivery. Struck him out, and Brody Briggs pumps the old fist. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Union on top by 4. So Rogers will step to the dish. The new pitcher is Easton Miller for the Trojans. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Union up by 4. Rogers tonight. 2 walks in the 3rd and 4th inning. And Easton comes up slinging it. Easton Miller, holy smokes. A little bit of a cannon there, Mr. Briggs. Second pitch. Catches outside part of the plate, and it's 1-1. Hits it out to right. Russell underneath it. There's 1 away. Center fielder Grayson Tempest. So Easton Miller comes in, gets 1 away. Defensively for the Trojans, nothing else has changed, with the exception of Miller being on the on the mound, it appears, from what my spotters tell me. And yes, Miss Barkley, we have spotters. So 1-0 delivery. Ooh, Tampa stuck his bat out there like he was going to throw down a little bunt action, pull it away, and it's 2-0. On deck, Camden Knutson. Knutson 1 for 3 tonight. Same goes for Tempest, 1 for 3. On the ground to second. Lamb up, throws in time. There's 2 away. Second baseman Camden Knutson. First pitch outside. Pitch foul. Well, I've got just a second. I want to say that a lot of us, Miss Linda Blythe, are thinking of you right now. All of us here in the booth, all of us at school. Our thoughts, our prayers with you and Becky and the entire family as that's popped up. You got this and we've got you. And we wish you a speedy, speedy recovery as we head to the top of the 7th. Jenks, last time up after this. Welcome back live as Wade Kelly steps into the 7th inning. The line for Rupert. Gave up 2 runs on 7 hits and struck out 7. So a good outing by Rupert. And that'll make way for Wade Kelly. And it's 1-1. Don't forget, as I said 100 times, tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, Cassia Hall. And then 7 o'clock, boys soccer. It's a makeup game from Tuesday night, as they got rained out or weathered out, I guess I should say. They play in the rain, but lightning wouldn't stop. So 1-2 now. And Ortiz with a nice, or excuse me, Briggs with a nice job grabbing that one. And the Cowboys season, I've heard, has come to an end as Texas beats Oklahoma State, and that's back up the middle, and that's a base hit. Walls with the base hit right through the legs of Kelly. Second baseman, Blake Lamb. So for Ty Walls, he's 3 for 4 tonight. Base hit in the first, struck out in the third, doubled in the fourth, and then that base hit right here. That brings in Blake Lamb. Blake Lamb 0 for 2 tonight. With a walk in the first, and then a pop out in the third and the fourth inning. To center field and to right. Now Walls with a huge lead. And it's 1-1. Kelly 1-1 delivery. Fouled off. 1-2. So Kelly looks, sets, delivers. And again, fouled off. Wade always had that kind of three-quarter delivery, arm delivery? Or does he just pull that out every once in a while? Okay. No, fair enough. Runner goes. Briggs throws down. Oh, he got him. What a throw. One hopper. And Knutson with a great tag. And Walls will have a seat. So it's 2-2 now. What an amazing throw by Briggs. So 3-2. Oh, struck him out. And there's 2 away. And the last opportunity now is Chandler Fowler. Third baseman, Chandler Fowler. As the Jenks fans begin to pack up their belongings. Down the right field foul. That was tailing foul. Mr. Briggs, there's just certain things you shouldn't say. Oh, it didn't get picked up, but I heard it, and you're making me laugh. So, oh, my. Well, Miss Linda Blythe, I didn't mean to make you. Oh, you didn't cry. Well, I'm glad you didn't, because we all love you and we all care about you. So, inside, 1-1. Wade Kelly. 1 out away. That's ripped down the left field line. That'll fall fair. Gam couldn't catch up to that one. And in safely at second is Fowler. And the game's not quite over yet, folks. designated hitter, Logan Tibbett. So the DH and Tibbett comes in, popped out back in the first. Got a base hit in the third and then a base hit in the fifth, so he's 2 for 3 tonight. Oh, Wade Kelly with a pickoff play, threw it right to Ortiz. Kelly delivers high and inside. It's 1-0. Now, if I'm Kelly with a 4-run lead and only needing 1 out, I could care less what Fowler does at second. Comes home and it's 1-1. I'd worry about getting Tibbett out, getting him to ground something softly. Not hit the ball hard. So an opportunity here for Kelly just to come home and get Tibbett tonight. We can all go home. Runner goes. Brody throws down, not in time. Throw was just a little high. Rogers was there, but couldn't get the tag down. And it's 1-2. So 1-2 now. And again, Kelly needs to just work on Tibbett right here. Run number 3 is only 90 feet away, but they're down by 4. Kelly, big curveball. A little high and outside. So 2-2 now. Oh, just fooled him. Kelly with a nice sidearm delivery there. Tibbett barely got a piece of that one. It still remains 2-2. Big Tanner Primo on deck for the Trojans. So deuces across the board. Kelly delivers, struck him out. And that'll end the ball game, kids. So the final tonight, 6-2. As Union jumps on Jenks in the third inning and never look back. 6-2, the score. Our next broadcast is tomorrow night as Union plays Cassia Hall at 5 o'clock. First pitch at 5 right here on the Union Sports Network. So for Kyla, producer, director Andy Irwin, I'm Jim Douthit. Good day.